more great places to work. I also believe and live by this idea of thinking big and then acting small. And in the month of August, I'm going to be live every workday morning from about 8:45 in the morning till 9 o'clock Melbourne, Australia time. And I'm going to show up. I'm going to do my very best to support you as a service-based entrepreneur who's leading a team, doing the very best to grow yourself, to grow yourself, to grow your team, and to become the very best version of yourself so you can create a sustainable, profitable business that you're proud of, that really does really great work. If you are here, please say hello in the comments. I'd love to know you're here. I'd love to see what's going on with you. There's no hard and fast agenda with this show. It's really just a show that goes for a few minutes every day. I can see Phil is here. G'day, Phil. Nice to see you. Really good to have you back. Day 2. Love it. Carmel is here as well. G'day, Carmel. Nice to have you joining me here from Perth. I hope all's well in Perth. Nice to have you here. Thank you so much, Carmel. Now, yesterday we started this series of lives, and quite simply, I promised to think big, and then act small by showing up on a regular basis for you. And I want to share some stories, share some ideas, and I also want to ask you, during this live, think, what is one act small that you could do in the next day before we come back again tomorrow, which might help you, might help your family, might help your business, might help your team, it might help your neighbor. It doesn't really matter what it is, but thinking big and then acting small is the concept that we're talking about here. So that is, please have that in the back of your mind. Carmel, finally stopped raining. I'm pleased to hear that, Carmel. It actually was not too bad here yesterday as well. We've had a hell of a lot of wind and rain, so I hear on that. Now, my name is Tristan White. I've already introduced myself, but I believe the world needs more great places to work. And yesterday, you would have heard me talk about the idea of having a coach for things that you would like to improve at. Why do I say that? Well, I learned it from Verne Harnish. Verne Harnish wrote the book Scaling Up, and he taught me and reminded me that all professional athletes, including the athletes at the Olympic Games, have a coach. They pay attention and they listen. By the way, let's just take a moment to celebrate Andrew Hoy, who's at his 8th Olympic Games this time around in Tokyo. Why not go for your 9th? Next year, in 3 years' time. Andrew, that is phenomenal in the equestrian for Australia. So impressive. I love people who can do high-level things for a long period of time. That really does, to me, epitomise that thinking big but acting small over a long period of time. So Andrew Hoy, love your work. That was so impressive. So that is something I just wanted to mention. But back to the coaching idea. I've got a coach for live streaming. Yes, that's how I've got this. I know how to use this fancy camera, and you can see around the edges I've got this border going on. You can see the microphone, all this sort of stuff. I need to figure this out, but I learned it from my coach Luria, and Luria Petrucci. She has got a challenge going on this month, and is called LEDA, LEDA, live every day in August. And I am going live every workday in August to follow her instructions to be the best student I possibly can be, to show up, do the reps, as you say, and to learn how to be the best communicator and live streamer I can be. If you want to get better at something in your life, I really encourage you to have a coach, to consider who could be your coach for whatever it is you want to be. And when I say coach, it can be a traditional one-on-one coach. It can be a group coach. It can be someone who you read their book or follow their podcast. There's so many ways you can learn these days, which is so impressive. But have someone you follow, have someone you learn from, and if you do work with them, show up and follow the instructions so you can improve, to iterate, to get better is so very important. So that is part of the background here, and I'd love you to consider who is your coach. Carmel, I saw in your comments yesterday that you have a coach for the technical part of your job, that being physical therapist, or maybe that was personal trainer, by the way. I'm not sure. Let me know. But also, you're considering whether you need someone for your people management skills to become better at managing your team and managing others. So, really good point. Great reflection, Carmel. Thanks for sharing. Today, I want to share something about me, which you may not know about, and there's a reason for this when I get there. So give me a tick. Now, first things first, it's about something about my past. Many of you who've read my book, Culture is Everything, know that I now work with older people. I lead a team at the Physio Co, and we help older people stay mobile, safe, and happy. I'm a qualified physiotherapist or physical therapist, whichever part of the world you come from. But that was not my first career dream. My earlier career dream before that was to be a sports physiotherapist. And being a sports physiotherapist in the sexy end of our physiotherapy industry, to dash out onto the MCG in the Australian Football League, the AFL, to help the mighty Richmond Tigers. Now, many of you might have read that story in Culture is Everything, and it turns out that was an early career dream. It wasn't for me. It didn't come to fruition, and that is life. Life changes, goals change, things change. But long before I dreamed of being a sports physiotherapist, there is something that I also wanted to do, and that it is related to sports. And that is that I wanted to be an athlete. I wanted to be a footballer. Now, this idea of think big and act small is important here. I really wasn't thinking all that big when I was 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. I wasn't thinking that I was going to play footy for the Richmond Tigers or the Carlton Blues, my mum's team, or any of the other AFL teams. I was really thinking that I wanted to be the best footballer I could be in my local little town where I grew up, and I could be an important part of the local community and be the best sports person I could be at that local club. And to be the best sports person I could be at that club, I really thought I need to be fit, I need to be strong, I need to be active. So what will I be when I grow up? I thought the best job that I could possibly choose when I finished school and wanted to progress to being a local competitive athlete was to be a garbage collector. Yep, I really wanted to be one of those, I think, blokes. I'm sure there's women these days, but in those days, it was, in my mind, it was definitely a bloke sort of job. And that was to be on the back of the garbage truck, run along the street, collecting the rubbish, put it in the back of the truck, and then getting the bin back into place and get moving. And I thought that would get me so very fit and so very ready and strong to be the best athlete I could be, that was my career ambition. That was my early first career thoughts. Yep, I wanted to be a garbage collector, and it was something that I asked my parents. That was definitely something that I wanted to do. And so I tell you that story for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I think it's an early idea around this think big, act small concept. Think big, I want to be a better football player. Act small, I need to be fit and strong. How do I get it into my daily life? But secondly, I tell you that because it's not very sexy to think about being a garbage collector, and I used to be pretty embarrassed about it. But you know what? It was my dream. I had people in my family who were garbage collectors. My grandfather was a garbage collector, and I never met my grandfather, but he used to collect garbage in our local town. My uncle definitely was. I saw him collecting rubbish all the time, and yeah, some people frowned upon that job, but to me, I don't know, it sort of made sense. And so I share that with you to get deep into this think big, act small idea, but also I want to challenge you as a person, as a leader of a team, as a leader of a family, whatever it is, to be as vulnerable as you can be, to tell these stories which are the real me, the real you. I want you to get to know me a bit better. I want you to get to know others, and I want you to understand that we've all got these stories which are a really important part of who we are and how we can dig deeper with others. So that's the idea for today is tell us a story or something about your past, maybe your early career or your early thoughts or early dreams. If you want to share in the comments, you can, but really this is about thinking through and connecting more deeply with others, because as leaders of teams, as leaders of businesses, we really need these strong personal and professional connections with our teammates, with our clients, with so many people. And yeah, we can ask questions and we can do our best to encourage other people to share things with us, but we've got to share ourselves. That's where the real magic comes from, in my experience. So that's the story I want to share with you today. I did want to go back to the idea of coaching and making sure if you want to get better at something, please consider who could be your coach. It doesn't matter what that dream is, but the think big idea, I want to get better, and the act small is who is going to be my coach, who is going to be someone who can help me out to be a better version of me. So that is today's little topic, little idea that I wanted to share with you. I can see that Jeffrey Fong is here. G'day, Jeffrey. Let me get your comment on the screen, mate. Nice to see you. Thanks for being part of this live. Think Big, Act Small. In August is what we're here for. I'm rapt to have you here, Jeffrey. And Carmel's Milkman. You reckon Milkman would have been better? Carmel, I didn't see that comment, but yeah, nice. They probably could have. Probably could have. Hey, Jeffrey, Carmel, and also Phil was here as well, and others if you're here. I also want to mention something to you, and that is that I'll put the link in the comments, but I just published something new recently. It's called the Next Level Leadership Guide. Let me say that again, Next Level Leadership Guide. And it's for service-based entrepreneurs. Like I know you guys are, you lead teams and you're growing teams. And I've been working with quite a few people in the Cultures Everything Club in various places. And I come across these three big roadblocks, if you will, on leadership for us leaders of service-based teams. I'd love you to check it out. It's called the Next Level Leadership Guide. I'll put the link below, but it really covers the important things of building an accountable team, connecting with empathy and accountability to get better results, building trust in your team, and then the idea of systemizing culture, which you have possibly read about in Cultures Everything, but the power of systemizing culture is how we can make sure that we're not repeating ourselves as many times as we used to. Yes, we'll still be the chief reminding officer. We know that sort of stuff, but we can create a system to set people free, empower people to do the very best work in their daily lives and in their work. So that is the plan, so that's something I wanted to mention to you. I'll put the link below, but at tristanwhite.com.au you can check out the Next Level Leadership Guide. I'll put the link in the comments as well. Everyone, I reckon we're about at the end. It's 8:59 where I am. Carmel, where you are, that must mean it's 6:59 in the morning. It's pretty early. Jeffrey, you're in Melbourne, I'm pretty sure. Phil's in Brisbane. Phil, I know your lockdown's been extended. I hope that is just 1 week of lockdown or thereabouts for Brisbane and Southeast Queensland. So good luck with that, Phil. If you've been here, thanks so much for being here. If you've got an act small that you're going to do in the next 24 hours, please do consider putting in the comments, or at the very least, just get on with it. The topics we've covered today is, if you want to get better at something, get a coach and follow their instructions. If you want to connect more deeply with people, you have to be more vulnerable and share stories about yourself. So very important. And lastly, we've talked about the Next Level Leadership Guide, which is something that might be of interest, of help as well. That is it. My name's Tristan White. I believe the world needs more great places to work. I'm here for Think Big, Act Small in August, every weekday between 8:45 a.m. and 9 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. It's been awesome to be here with you. Have a fantastic day.